Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do it. I'm going to embellish it. I did this pour last week. Excuse me. I put the video out on YouTube and I asked the question, should I leave this as it is or should I turn it into a mandala, which is what my original plan was. I hesitated because I really liked it, because the cells are so pretty. There's just so much colour to it. I just feel it worked really, really well. So really happy with it as a painting, as a pour, but I wanted to embellish it and I'm keep looking at it. I keep walking past it. My instinct as an artist is to go for it. Somebody said in the comment, they said, you're the artist, to go with what your heart tells you. My heart is telling me to embellish this. So please don't be cross with me. I'm going to change it. So I'm going to show you, or I'm going to time lapse it. I'll show you now what I'm going to do to change it. So this painting is 50 centimetre square. I want to show you how I go about making my mandala. I'll link the video for this pour in the description of this video. So if you want to see how I made this to start with, go into the video description and click on the link that I'm going to put there so you can see the process of making this painting. So first thing I need to do is find the centre. So I'm just going to do corner to corner and just do a little pencil line, and then this corner to corner. So I've now got the very, very centre of my canvas. So that's going to be the very centre of my mandala. So the pattern is going to develop around that. So when I first had the idea of mandalas, I've got a sketchbook and I just started doing a few little sketches, a few little designs. I've looked at some images online and taken certain patterns I've seen and put them down. So the other mandala I did was very similar to this. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I might do a combination of different patterns here. So I'm just going to have that to the side and I'll be looking at that the whole time. Now I've got a massive compass here. It's really sharp, so if I put this onto my canvas, it's just going to make a really big hole in the canvas. So what I like to do, I've got a plastic lid here with a centre. It's see-through, so I can see through it. So I'm going to just place that onto my canvas and then put the compass onto that. But I quite like the size of that circle, so I think what I might do to start with is just draw around that circle, so that can be the start of one of the rings of the mandala. Now I want this piece of plastic to stay still on the canvas, so I'm just going to fold over some pieces of frog tape and I'm hoping that will just be sticky enough just to keep it in place. Yeah, that's quite nice and firm now. So that's the centre. I've lined up the spot with the cross again. So now I can put my compass right in the centre there and create some more circles. I'm going to create a really thin band first of all. So I'm just making a small gap, putting my compass in on there, and then I'm just going to go round in a circle. So I'm just going to do this several times, make several concentric circles on this canvas at different widths. Right, so I'm keeping it quite simple at the moment. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So these two are very close together. Then there's a bigger gap and then a sort of in-between sized gap. So I'm going to have a slightly bigger pattern in this section here and then a slightly more detailed pattern on the outside. So the next thing I want to do is divide my canvas again into lots of sections. So I'm going to now use my long ruler and draw lots of lines. I'll also use a protractor if I can find it, if I can remember where I've put it, and work out some angles so that I can divide it up into lots of sections. Right, so it's looking a little bit like a dartboard now. I've got lots and lots of ever increasing wedges in the circle. So now I need to work out what sort of pattern I'd like to do. So I think I will probably pencil it in to start with, and then once I'm happy with it, I'll start using my pen, my black Posca pen, to go over the top to start outlining it all. In fact, I'm thinking about just going for it with the black pen because I know what shape I want. And I know where I want it to go from. So I think I'm just going to go for it. If you use a Posca pen and it doesn't work, or if you make a mistake, if you're reasonably quick, you can actually clean it off with a baby wipe or a wet wipe. So I think I'm just going to go for it, do it freehand. Now gone over all the markings a couple of times with my Posca pen. There are still a few patches that aren't still really solid black, so I will go over it again, but I really want to get on with the next step. So when I did my last one, I asked people to leave me comments about gold leaf and different techniques of applying gold leaf. And looking at the comments, I've then spent quite a long time Googling what to do, and I've come up with this. Now, this product is very similar to the relief that I've been using, where you put the foil on afterwards. So it's gilding paste mixtion. And the idea is that you paint this onto the area that you want to be gold. You then leave it, let it dry. Then you put the gold leaf on top. And I've tried to practice, and it leaves a really beautiful crisp edge. So I'm really quite excited to try this out on this painting. So it's I can't get the lid off. It's incredibly runny. It's sort of got the consistency of water. So what I want to do is just paint it on. Because I'm not going to be putting the foil on while it's still wet, I think that means it's going to keep to the exact shape that I've painted. When I've used the PVA glue, I've put the foil on top and squashed it down, and that causes the PVA glue to sort of squidge out underneath it. So I think by doing this, it will actually help to keep the really precise shape a lot better. So I'm just going to paint this onto all the bits that I would like to be gold. It's now been about half an hour and the glue has dried. If I just push my hand over it, I can just feel it's a bit tacky. It's dry but tacky. So I think that's how this will work. I'm hopefully not going to get into a really sticky mess because it's all dry, but the surface of it is tacky. Right, so I've just got my gold leaf. So I'm excited to test this out, see what happens. Where to start? Let's just start here. Right, that's a few bits down. I'm definitely not getting it into as much of a mess. There's a little bit stuck to my fingers, but so far it feels okay. Just going to get a paintbrush and just gently go around the edge. Finished. I love it. I know so many people left me comments saying don't touch it, but in my heart of hearts I knew I wanted to embellish it. I knew I wanted to change it, and you know, I'm sorry, I'm happy that I've done it. I'm really pleased with it. It's just now got something about it. It's got a focal point, it's got a design. The black I had to go over about 3 times in the end because I needed it to be dark enough to really stand out. Just look at that beautiful crisp edge from the gold leaf. It worked so well using that new glue. So much better. I had to touch up a few places, but compared to using just straight PVA glue, it is so much neater and easier. I think the problem with the PVA glue is you just get it all over your fingers. You just get it everywhere. Whereas with this, it's dry. When you're putting the gold leaf on, it's a dry glue. It's tacky, but it doesn't stick on your fingers. It's dry, so you just don't get into a mess in such a way. Really happy with it. Let me show you in the light because it just comes to life. It took me a while to decide how much gold to put on. To start with, I didn't put gold on these bits, but I think it needed it, so it kind of surrounds the edge a bit more. Yeah, really happy with the balance. I think there's enough gold, but not too much. And I just love how, as you walk past, it just changes. So the shadows, and then look, you can see up in that top left corner, it just comes to life. So happy. So what do you think? Did I do the right thing? Now I've done it, which do you prefer? Do you prefer it with the mandala? Do you prefer it without? I'm happy with you to say either. Let me know, honest thoughts. Have I done the right thing embellishing it? Great, thanks so much for watching. Bye.